I'm going to show you how we implemented the Profit First system in our home service business for free, just using the Google Sheets platform, which is totally free, as well as the Relay banking app, which is totally free as well. For businesses, you can create up to 20 different checking accounts, and you can also create 2 savings accounts. We'll talk about when you should use the checking accounts versus the savings accounts, because you only get 2, and you do get upwards of about 1.5 to 2% APR on those savings accounts as well, and we'll dive right into that right now. I figure what we would start off first in is the Google Sheet that we created for tracking our Profit First through our budget, and you can see we labeled it there in our sheets for our record: business budget, Profit First tracking 2025. And don't get overwhelmed when you see all this, because I should add that this is towards the end of the month. It's almost the end of March when I'm doing this video of 2025. What I like to do is once a day, yes, once a day, sometimes once every couple days if I know we haven't had many transactions in terms of deposits and expenditures, things of that nature going in and out, but at least once every couple days at the minimum, I will actually go into my banking account and I will pull all of the information, be it, any deposits going in and any money going out, and then I will allocate them properly. And as you can see, we have sales and expenses, which is this column right here, and then we also have our transfers column, which is right here. So what's the difference between these two? Well, the difference is this is simply just the money coming in and the money going out specifically for expenses. Expenses can be payroll, any credit cards, any expenses whatsoever, where transfers is going to be actually our Profit First transfers, things like sending money to our checking account that we're setting aside for sales tax or our federal taxes or owner's pay or profit, whatever the case may be. That's what all of these are going to be. And then when we scroll down here just a little bit, you'll actually see we actually keep track of everything separately as well. So we have formulas and everything. If you guys want me to, I can try to find a way to link this table for you guys that you can copy and replicate. I'm not entirely sure how to do that, because I use ChatGPT to actually help create all the formulas for me. So worst case scenario, just do what I did, go into ChatGPT and say, hey, I need you to be an expert in creating formulas for Google Sheets. It'll program itself to do it for you, and then you just tell it what you need. It'll give you the formulas to plug in, and you can just essentially kind of copy what I did, worst case scenario. But what we do is we have this program. First and foremost, before I get ahead of myself, say for example you put a deposit in like this one, $1,927. Well, we have a formula in here that any number that's bigger than 0, if you're following me up here at the top, you'll see in columns A3 through A42, any number that's bigger than 0, we're going to multiply it by 0.02, which is 2%. So then that lets us know, okay, we need to set aside $38.54 for profit. And now you guys are probably looking at all this going, hey, your percentages don't add up. If you read the book Profit First, you know that, you're supposed to set aside something like 45% for owner's pay, something like, I think 10 or 15% for profit. I forget the exact percentages, but those are what they refer to as TAPs, our target allocated percentages. And again, it's a target, is what we're working towards. And, they have it based on, what your actual revenue is per business. So if you're at 0 to 250,000, it's different than someone at 250 to I think $1 million or 500,000, something like that, and so on and so on. But either way, you want to start out at a minimum of about 1% profit. We started at 2. Owner's pay, we set at 30%. And again, this stuff is going to fluctuate month to month. If you guys want, I can do a little 1-year documentary for you guys, just a little update month to month in terms of where these percentages end up landing for us. But this is kind of what we set up for this month, was 58% expenditures, because we knew that we were going to have a lot of expenses this month. We're actually creating a whole nother division in our business. We own a pest control business, and we're now doing weed and fertilizer as well starting in April. So there were a lot of costs this month that come up with that, but that's a different subject for a different video. My whole point is don't get overly concerned with these percentages. Just know that you do want to set these up, and then you do want to set up these different formulas based on whatever your percentages are. Like I said, you can take screenshots and copy them if you wish, go into ChatGPT and create them, or like I said, if there's some way I can even just share a blank table of this for you guys, I'll try to do so in the description box. but gonna be completely honest, I'm horrible with Google Sheets and all that stuff. I literally use ChatGPT to help create this entire setup for me. Took me about half a day to do, and now that I've been working it for about a month, all I have to do is go in here, like I said, every 1 to 3 days, and it takes like a couple minutes for me to update it as long as I got my business accounts pulled up. So before we scroll back down to those trackings of, you know, the profit and the owner's pay and all of that stuff, you'll also see over here highlighted in blue, we have our bank account balance. Now you're probably wondering, you know, how is that keeping up? Well, again, we have a actual formulation put in here to where it's going to take all of our B column, you know, starting at B3 right here through B44, and then it's also going to take, you know, the A column, all that A column, because these are all of our transactions, the combination of transfers as well as our money going out, money going in. This is all of our money being moved around, and that's going to give us our actual main bank account balance for our business checking account, not our total money on hand. Otherwise we would keep the transfers out, right? Because most of these transfers, sure, some of them are going towards owner's pay, but you know, a lot of the profit ones and even the sales tax ones, the ones that we're setting aside, that is still technically money that we have, but we don't want to include that because this is just letting us know, hey, this is what our current bank balance is, and obviously this should line up perfectly with whatever your bank balance is in your business checking account. So anyways, as we scroll back down here, you'll see here what we actually have is, as we have it where it says, you know, profit remaining and then profit transfers. So this is letting us know in terms of the whole profit first concept, you know, how much in terms of profit do we have remaining to transfer for profit, how much in terms of like owner's payout pay do we have remaining, and then our federal taxes that we're trying to set aside, as well as our sales tax that, you know, here in Texas we have to charge sales tax on services, so we have another account set up for that. I'll get into that here in terms of setting up what we like to call sinking funds as well, those accounts in your Relay account as well here shortly. But you know, we keep track of all of this, and it'll even let us know here what is our total transfer balance outstanding, meaning, you know, after we come down here and we see, okay, we did all these transfers right here that we did, you know, how much is still remaining. That way, when we're looking at, you know, okay, our bank balance is this, we have this coming up, and you know, that going out, this going out. That way, when we look at our bank balance, we can compare and say, okay, we have $5,700 in our main business checking account right now. We know based on our percentages we have set that we should have at least $2,600 roughly going out across these other accounts for our profit account, payout account, and our 2 tax accounts. You know, this is money that we still, technically speaking, should be transferring out. Now, of course, do we always? know? I can tell you guys straight up, I'm probably not going to pay myself an additional $1,500 this month just because I don't need to. Now, may I put some of that in the profit account, or may I put some of that into the tax account, or may I just simply put some of that back into the business? Who knows? We'll see. But it's just letting you know, it gives you a new sense of freedom, I found, as a business owner, because I know me personally, a lot of times I'm always like, man, I can be investing more. But at the same time, you have to remember, like, you started this business for you, for your financial freedom, to set up your family. So, you know, this just at least lets me know, it gives me a new sense of relief whenever I'm worried about, you know, hey, am I going to be able to cover this and cover that? Well, yes, because you still have this amount remaining in overall operation funds. And we have that set up as well based on, you know, again, money in, total money in versus money going out. And then, you know, what is your remaining operations? And I should add that this number, all this is kind of technically wrong, because I also do have another section right below this usually that does include future upcoming payroll costs. But one, we already put the payroll costs in over here for this month in our expenditures column, because we've already done both payouts for this month, and I actually moved that, you know, off of this grid just so it doesn't show my employee's information for his privacy. Like I mentioned, it is very freeing just to know, like, you know, when in doubt, just go look at your cash flow. As you can see, we have a couple labels down here. The only ones you're really going to focus on the most actually are your cash flow and then your actuals, because what we have here is kind of, like I said, you know, just overall cash flow of the business. And then we have our actuals, because what we did is we actually kind of cheated. We took and purchased QuickBooks, the most expensive version, for 1 month, to where you can actually set up a business budget. So that was what we did in QuickBooks. And then from there, I actually took and copied and pasted the entire table into this Google Sheet. And then from there, you can see I just essentially duplicated it for an entire year. And once we come up on 2026, I'll just do the same thing. I'll make a 2026 version, rinse, repeat. So we actually do have a projections one down here, but the main one we focus on is the actuals, because this will be updated as well based on whenever we pull the information from QuickBooks. What we'll actually do is we'll run a month-to-date P&L statement, and then that will show us all of these different expenditures, sales, all this stuff. And then what do you see here at the top? We have our profit, tax, sales tax. And then, like we said, if you want to create sinking funds, you can just plug them in here, move everything down a little bit, and then all the way to the right, you can see, okay, this is what our account balances should be based on the last time that we updated this. Now, I haven't updated this in about a week, so this is going to change quite a bit, but it's just awesome that we have it in multiple places, so we can track it on a month-to-month basis. And then we can track it on literally a daily basis because these numbers are updated every day. And then we can go in here and just pull our P&L statement month to date and figure out, okay, where are we actually at? Oh, our, profit account or tax account should be somewhere around $764. We only have like $300 in there. That clearly means that we should be putting about $400 in there this month still. And it just makes planning and budgeting so much easier than just the traditional way of, okay, well, we know how much we're doing in sales. This is how much, we have in expenditures. This is what we're able to pay ourselves, right? Because a lot of us that have been doing it that way for the longest, you probably know what I'm talking about, where, you have an expense after another expense, and then, oh, this happened when you weren't expecting it. And then next thing you know, you're like, dude, I have like no money to pay the bills this month. Like, we can't have that. So this just kind of upends that entire system. It's not to say that you just say, forget your business, forget your expenses, but you just allocate everything. And what I've noticed is we have started to work a lot more efficiently. We have actually cut back on some software specifically that we just don't utilize enough. We've saved over $100 a month just in trimming what I like to call the fat of our business. And it's just made us run a lot more efficiently and be able to actually, pay employees, pay myself, things of that nature without stressing out quite as much, if that makes sense. And then lastly, like we were mentioning at the beginning of the video, we started using Relay, which is actually suggested by the author of the Profit First system, Profit First book. And I'm definitely glad that he recommended them, because as you can see here, $0 to get started. You can create up to 20 individual checking accounts and 2 additional savings accounts. So you can create up to 22 free business accounts. Now, when should you use the checking accounts versus the savings accounts? Because obviously, when you're only allowed 2 savings accounts, you got to be kind of mindful about when you want to use those accounts. So what we specifically use our savings accounts for are things that we know that we're not going to necessarily need to pull money out of for at the bare minimum 1 to 3 months, or ideally even longer. So this is a lot of times going to be like your federal tax account, because a lot of you guys that are business owners, you're either going to be paying your taxes monthly, quarterly, yearly, maybe a combination of the two. Depends on what you and your accountant decide. Obviously, everyone's situation is different, but obviously this is not a checking account, so it even tells you when you're setting it up, like, this is not designed for like daily use. This is designed for like daily use. So anything that you're going to be putting money in or taking money out of frequently, those are ones that you're going to want to set up more as checking account. And then your savings account is going to be something, again, that maybe you pull from like once a month at the most, but ideally at the most maybe just a couple times a year. It could be one of your main profit accounts that you set up your quarterly profit withdrawals out of. Like, say for example, ours, we're putting 2% in each month. So say your company is doing roughly $10,000 a month in sales, you put $200 a month in there, then that means every quarter there's like $600 that you can pull out as a dividend. Obviously, me personally, I will never pull out like that entire. I like leaving it, letting it compound, and using it kind of as a little safety net for if something something pops up unexpectedly in the business. But that would obviously be a great example of a situation where you would want to use that as your savings account, because you're also getting somewhere around 1.5 to 2% interest. At the time of me doing this video, I think it's like 1.75% interest to be exact, as of March of 2025. And lastly, what I do like too is that it does integrate with like QuickBooks Online very easily, and it did actually integrate with my Chase account very easily as well. So what I like is with that, my Chase account will show obviously my main business checking, because that's my main business checking account with Chase, but then it'll show me other business assets, and that will also show, you know, the checking accounts and savings accounts in Relay. It's not always up to date. Sometimes it can lag by a couple days, kind of like QuickBooks, but it is still pretty cool, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like whenever I start seeing our main business account, you know, balance going down, and I start to worry about like, man, hopefully we don't have like a $2,000 expense randomly pop up or whatever the case may be. There's just a little bit of peace of mind there. Not that I'm using those other accounts as an emergency fund or anything, but for some reason there's just a little bit of peace of mind knowing that, like, well, I guess if like everything started burning to the ground and I had zero options, I do at the end of the day have this money that, you guys know what I'm saying, right? Like, we're not looking at it as money we can spend, but it's like a last resort plan Z emergency fund. So hopefully you guys did take some valuable information from this video. I know it's been a while since I've done any like tutorial type of video. I just knew, as long as it took me to kind of set up these tables and everything, that it could definitely be some valuable information for you guys. And if you're still watching and wondering just who the heck is this guy, my name is Griffin Thomas, and I own a pest control company specifically in the Dallas, Texas area, Preferred Pest Management. And we've been in business for about 5 years now. And on my channel overall, I just document my overall business journey for you guys, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. I've been on YouTube for something like 8 years now. So if you enjoyed this video, it would help the video out big time if you would like it and share it with somebody. And then if you watch any of my other videos and you think any of our future videos or live streams or our podcast could benefit you in any way, then do me a favor as well and go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Feel free to join any of our communities on Facebook, Discord. All those groups are totally free to join. And at the end of this video, I'll try to remember to put some playlists here for you guys to watch as well that will hopefully help you grow your business in 2025 and beyond.